What you doing?
Hey, have you seen Bruins LQR?
No, I haven't. Why?
I just wanted to tease him a little bit about the game today.
Yeah, he, must have gone out with some friends or something.
Bro, he doesn't have any friends. All he does is walk around this house like he's the main character to life. Everybody I talk to hates the guy.
Oh, come on. He's not that bad.
Are you kidding me? The dude's insufferable. I mean, sure, decent hockey team, but just a garbage human being. Just pisses me off thinking about it. Anyway, I'm gonna go grab a drink or something. I'll see you later.
He's gone. You can come out.
I was just hiding from him so I didn't have to hear it about the game today.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah. I mean, beats whatever he was going to say about the game, right?
Right. Well, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, all right. Hey, you don't hate me, right?
Of course I do. Go f*** yourself.
Here we go. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. That is not a dub. Man, that was so much in that I actually almost said that was a dub. That was meaty. Now look, I know a bunch of you are like, low qual, I don't want to fucking hear it. All right, unrelenting optimism. Hey guys, here's the silver lining. I get it. I'm with you. I am that annoying coworker that comes into the shift and is like, yeah, we're going to have a good day. And you sit there and you're hungover. You had to wake up early. You don't feel great. You're tired. And now you got to deal with people. And you're just looking at your coworker like, would you shut up? I get it. But you clicked on the video, so this is your fault. Guys, we have embarrassingly fallen into second in the league. This is the second time since October, 24th last year? That's a guess. But some point in October last year, this is the second time that we don't have the best point percentage in the league. Teams have weaknesses. Teams go through slumps. We have lost 3 of 4. And our defense, in 3 of the 4 games, has gotten their absolute teeth kicked in. And the goaltenders, who were hot, covering up for some of it, they're not anymore. These are real growing pains. Quick reminder. This is what this season was supposed to be, baby. It was supposed to be bad in moments. You were supposed to have struggles. And the best part about this, though, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. I hate losing. Boy, do I. But the best part about this is we've banked 31 points in our first 20 games. This is exactly where we needed to be. We got the blessing of a great start. And now, as we improve the team, we figure out more chemistry issues, we figure out our top 6, all conversations we're going to have. And we're going to be unfair, too. We're going to talk about this game, and it's sometimes going to be a little unfair. We're going to talk about some players, and we're going to get angry about it. But this is the kind of stuff we expected. Games where defensively we don't look great. Moments where the special teams completely let us down. It was going to happen. Because we are going back to being a regular hockey team. And if you think these games shouldn't happen at all, then you're kind of stuck with this sport because you'll never be happy with any team ever. I'm going to find an example. Guys, there's so many examples here. There's so many. I was looking at Vegas Golden Knights because, they won last year, losers. So let's talk about this. They lost 5-1 to the Rangers on the 7th of December last year. Let's see. They had, that's a tough game. 4-0 to Dallas in January. Followed by a 3-2 loss to Detroit beating up on the lowly Capitals 6-2, and then losing 4 games straight to the Yotes, Devils, Rangers, and Islanders. That's what that team lost 6 of 7 at one point in their season, and a few of them in embarrassing fashion. I don't mean to rant at you. Unrelenting optimism, right? I love this team, and I think this team's really good, and I think it has flaws. And I think those flaws are sometimes going to be exposed against really good teams, and we're going to go streaks like this. I'm not going to lose my mind over it, but your feelings are very valid. Your frustrations and everything, but just don't make the statement that, hey, this team isn't going to do anything in the playoffs because of this issue. Because that's just not true. That's just not true. Either way, let's talk about this opposition here. 12-1-1 in their last 14, the hottest team in the league, and they're following a predictable formula for this team. Stellar goals against number, although, to be fair, I didn't think the defense would look as good as it has for them, but I thought their goaltending was going to be great, and their goaltending has been really good. They're first in the league, averaging just 2.22 goals allowed. That would get worse, but not as bad as us, who were, second in the league in that regard. The offense is fine, 15th in the league, but its power play that finishes at almost a 30% clip is ranked third in the league. It buoys up those numbers, allowing them to be even more competitive. If you aren't allowing anything in your net and you're scoring on special teams, you're going to win a lot of hockey games. And if you want to talk about playoffs, that's a good way to win in the playoffs too. If your defense is great and you're opportunistic with your power play, you're going to win more games than you lose. Probably. The defensive numbers are helped out by Igor Shesterkin, 8-3-0 with a .916 save percentage, good for 6th in the league amongst goalies who have at least 9 starts. And the new and improved Jonathan Quick, who leads the league in save percentage at .940, that went down. And goals allowed average with a 1.68, albeit with only 6 games played, but he's still been awesome for them as a backup. The Bruins should be concerned here because even though they have the best PK in the league, they also take a ton of penalties. Mix that with the Rangers' second best face-off percentage, which played a role in this one, and we're going to give up a lot of odd man zone time. Special teams were a problem. The penalty kill suffered again, but it wasn't the only problem. The winner of this game will move forward as the best defense in the league, although it looks like both of us took a step back in that regard. JVR slots back in, so the new lines, Marchand, Zacha Pasternak, which has not been changed for a little while and probably should be. JVR, Coyle, Frederick, DeBrusk, Patra, Heinen, Lauko, Beecher, Geeky. Grizz is back. Grizz, McAvoy, Lindholm, Carlo, Forbort, Mitchell, Olmark, Swayman as the backup. There's no chance Swayman was coming into this game because not only did he play yesterday, but it was also his birthday yesterday night, so gotta imagine he's not really in ice shape at the moment. What happened to Lohrei, you might ask? He was sent down to Providence along with Brown, although Brown's probably more of a paper transaction. It was the right move, and I know Grizz struggled in this one. I get it. We're going to talk more about that so that I can kind of explain where I sit with this. Has Mitchell taken over Shattenkirk's spot? Probably not for long, but Mitchell, for the second game in a row, is on the third pair with Forbort rather than Shattenkirk. Probably a mistake. Although, let's be honest, the top dogs played poorly, so what was having Shattenkirk in this game really going to do? Was that going to be the difference maker between giving up 7 goals or not? I don't think so. Olmark is starting his 100th game with the Bees, his 97th start, and he had his worst game in a Bruins uniform. Maybe. Statistically, definitely, might be some playoff performances up there, unfortunately. Last thing before we really get started, I am in Toronto next weekend. If you are in Toronto and want to say what's up, just hit me up. There's DMs, Twitter, Discord, all that kind of stuff. Link below. The YouTube membership, link below. Thank you so much to everyone who's being supportive. You guys rock. It is going to cost us a couple traditional reviews for games. Obviously, that Leafs game and the Columbus game directly after it, as I'll still be in Toronto. Likely won't even be able to watch that one. So there are a couple trips throughout this year that are going to cause that. I'm doing my best. Can't let the channel dictate every moment of my life, right? Right. Puck drops! 4:30 in, I made a funny note. Might be one of those games, I say in the past. Frederick and JVR nearly connect for a clever backdoor tap-in. Quick is down. Puck is just flittering about. No dice. Can't get it in. I said, might be one of those games. It wasn't one of those games. It was a very different kind of those its games, because finding the back in that wasn't the problem. It was not the problem. 5:58 in. It's more of the same that drives us nuts. Puck going around the boards, forward glides over with zero urgency, and rather than either wrapping the puck back the other way, away from the pressure he was facing, or just going off the boards and out, he tries a clever little tap to go to Beecher in the dot. Now look, this is Beecher's fault because Beecher mishandles the puck. Bonino jumps on it and blasts this blocker side, one that Ullmark might want back, but it's tough when they turn it over from right there. It's 1-0. It's Beecher's fault. He mishandles it. But Forbort, buddy, you're passing it into scoring areas with a attacker coming down on the player you're passing to. Bonino is going to be on Beecher's dick the second he gets that puck. Like, why does this team not go the traditional route of, hey, let's make sure we get it out, rather than pass into the exact areas that most goals are scored from? I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that right now. Coaching, maybe. I think the coaching has been great. Maybe not this past week. 7:29 in. Patra and McAvoy run into each other for a really scary moment. Patra stays down holding his head. He'll go down the tunnel. He will return later in the game. 8:20 in. Pasta off the post from the high slot. I just wanted to point that out because we have yet to register a shot on goal at this point. Yeah, it was a tough start for your boys. 9:50 left. Grizz for hooking. Going to the penalty kill. 45 seconds in. It's a blast from Gustafsson after another failed clearance. Again by Forbort. But again, all of the defenders were terrible. Terrible. Let's go with terrible. So anyway, he fails the clearance. It gets worked back in. Gustafsson takes a blast. And it does squeak through Ullmark. He makes sort of the save, but it doesn't count because it squeaks right through. And there's a tap-in chance for Kreider. 2-0 power play goal. Penalty kill just hasn't been the same, man. Hasn't been the same. Monty calls a timeout. We're down 2 goals, less or just about 10 minutes into the game, and he calls a timeout. How often do you see a timeout called in the first period? But it's exactly what we needed, because 7:23 left, we put our first shot on net! Only took about, just under 13 minutes. That's not even I mean, sure, the shot's not a challenge for Quick. He just redirects it away, but it's a shot, and it's a step in the right direction. 6:10 left. Freddie, from our zone. This is a great play. He taps it off the wall around a defender and keeps pursuing. It looked like it was gonna be a turnover, so it actually froze the Rangers enough so that when Freddie makes this play, it actually kind of turns into a 2-on-1 with Coyle. He attempts the pass into the slot. A sliding defender gets in the way, but as they get below the goal line, he's able to recollect and just chip it over to Coyle, who is wide open in the slot for a tap-in on the far side. It is 2-1. All right, we're back in it. No one's giving up here. Then 24 seconds later, we get the puck right back into the zone. We set the fuck up, and we make a play. And who makes a play this time? It's Lauko. Down below the net. Down below the goal line, and he sees Geeky flying into the high slot. It's a tape-to-tape pass, and this is an absolute rocket from Geeky to beat Quick, low blocker, 2-2. Just like that. 24 seconds apart, we're right back into it. People were losing their minds on Twitter, losing their minds after we went down 2 goals. And just like that, we tie back up because this team don't quit until later in the game. And now it's a Rangers timeout. When's the last time you saw a timeout from both teams in the first period? I don't remember, honestly. 3 minutes left. A transition chance for the Rangers. Trailing man gets it, and Ullmark literally pushes Forbort to the side to go 1v1 against the shooter while everyone watches. That is some rock star ass shit and glove save. I love to see it. 1:34 left. Gustafsson for hooking. Power play time. This was a moment in this game. Do I think we lost the game here? No, not even a little bit. But you have gone down 2 goals, fought your way back to tie the game, all in 1 period. And now you have a power play with 1.5 minutes left of the period to really put together a little bit of a backbreaker to make them come out in the second, and they have to earn it now. You turned it right on them. And instead, what you get is 14 seconds in, McAvoy with a failed pass where he had time and space and waited and people collapsed on him and he didn't go across to his other defender, which seemed open to me. He tries it down the right wall. Got to get it past the first man. He does not. It bounces to another defender. Kreider, who was initially putting pressure on him, just keeps skating. And he's going to break away, and he's going to beat Olmark 5-hole. Or low blocker, I believe. It was 3-2 on a shorthanded goal. So they have a shorthanded goal, a power play goal, and an even strength goal on us. All in one period. And it now means in the second period, we have to come out, and we have to be the team bringing it to them. But we have 26 seconds of power play time to start the period. We have, I believe, lost 21 out of 31 faceoffs in the first. So now, you start the second, you have to win the first faceoff to even have the chance on the power play, which Coyle does. And we get it into the zone, we set up. It looks like Pasta's about to turn it over, but Zacha with the hustle play to keep it in on the line. He's going to feed it right back down to Pasta. Pasta's going to skate just barely into that right circle, just right on the dot, and beat Quick 5-hole. Quick knows he should have had this one. Head just goes to the sky. Either way, that's 3-3. Power play goal. Fresh start. Everybody calm the fuck down. Fresh start. 4:45 in. Heinen for goaltender interference to the penalty kill. And 18 seconds in, Coyle wins a battle to create a 2-on-2. He also draws a hooking call during it. Coyle's been so good, man. So it's 4v4 for 142, and then 18 seconds of power play time. Nothing happening with that. 8:49 left. 8:89? Is that a time? I don't think that's a time. 8:49 left. Rangers for too many men. Honestly, unlucky. This is a normal change, but the puck just gets to the player trying to change, and it goes off him, so they call it. We're going to the power play. No dice. And then 3:32 left. Rangers set up in our zone. It's a delayed penalty for like 40 seconds. Ian Mitchell, high sticking. We're going to have a nice little twist on this one. We can't get the damn puck out. We can't collect the damn puck so they can call the penalty. And they're just shooting and collecting and shooting and collecting. And finally, it's a blast from Panarin that goes across the slot to Trocheck. Trocheck's going to hammer this on net. It bounces off Olmark. It's a big rebound. Ian Mitchell standing right next to Vesey. And Vesey comes in and chops at it. Forbort originally was Vesey's guy. Ian Mitchell's just right there too. It's in his skates basically. He chops at it over the sprawling Olmark. It goes in. So Ian Mitchell takes the penalty to put us down 6-5. And then doesn't make the play at the net front to prevent the goal. And then still has to go to the box because it was a double minor. So we're still going on the penalty kill. And it's an excellent kill. Finish off this period. But we don't cover. 23 seconds. Rangers left of the period. Rangers in transition. Miller, the trailing player above the left dot, who smashes a Zibanejad feed, and it's going high glove, 5-3. I think it's just Miller's second of the year, too. 5-3. There's just so many. You want to talk about the big moments? It felt like every big moment, like late in the periods and things like that, those belong to the Rangers. Deservedly so. I thought the Rangers had earned them. But you need one of those saves, honestly. I think we gave up 23 high danger chances in this game, something along those lines. Don't quote me on the exact number, but it was really high like that. And Olmark, so it's not a fair thing to go, Olmark, dude, what the fuck? Because it's not him. But also, on a couple of these, you're our elite goaltender. We have built this team off of goaltending and defense. The defense let you down. The goaltending can't, and the goaltending did in moments. Again, is that super fair? Probably not, but it's where we're at. It's where we're at. Brutal. Going to the third period. Let's go to the third period. I believed fully this team was coming back. And I will never stop believing like that. Unrelenting optimism. It's important. Boys should be ashamed, honestly. They honestly should. Minute and a half into the period. And it's a face-off in our zone. We win it, but quickly bobble the puck. Their forecheck gets in on us. And Vesey, under the right circle, just flings this past McAvoy, who's covering fuck all. If you're, just so you're aware, if you see a defenseman standing directly next to the goalie, looking at the goal line, while there's a player alone in the slot, that's bad. Just want you to know that. Just lack of awareness. Anyway, it goes right by McAvoy. Pitlick gets the free shot. And these are the ones that you're looking at, like, what are you going to look at Olmark for that one? It's 6-3. And you know what? This comeback's about to be crazy because 2:29 in, Geeky, self-pass, off the wall in the neutral zone, gets inside the offensive zone, turns it into a board battle, loses the board battle, recollects the puck, re-winning the board battle, feeds it to Coyle in the slot, who's going to chuck this just a little dipsy doodle past to JVR on the right side. JVR is going to throw it on net. Coyle's going to be there for the rebound. It's a goal. It's 6-4. Let's go. I was so unbelievably pumped. This comeback was going to rock. And it didn't. But man, I was so pumped. And then so disappointed. 4:48 in. Holy shit, this defense is ass. It's so bad in this game. And they gave up here. This was their backbreaker where the guys gave up. And I have no problem, other than Olmark, who actually made some crazy saves after this. The team in front of him gave up defensively. They tried in the ozone a little bit. They gave up. I haven't said that about this team in a very long time. And that is probably the most annoying part of this. 5 guys in the slot or on the left side of the ice. They just scattered that one side. I mean, there's no reason to be set up like this. I don't know if it's a miscommunication or what. But it leaves Panarin, who's pretty good at hockey, by the way. I don't know if you know that. Panarin's pretty good. Wide open on the right circle for an even wider open net. It's a great pass, and it's a great shot. And it's 7-4. And they just gave up. I mean, a couple minutes later, McAvoy gives up a lazy turnover on the blue line in the offensive zone, leads another Kreider breakaway. He gets stoned. Spread eagle by Olmark. It was a great save. Shortly after that, it's another 2-on-1. Olmark makes the save. I think there was 1 or 2 more breakaways through the third. Just an abysmal performance after that. And before that, obviously. Just not fair. Not fair. But let's talk about some game notes here. And there's only a couple. Because I believe adversity is important, right? Last year, you could make the argument the team didn't face enough, although I thought they had pockets of it. We're second in the league right now. We're going to have our ups and downs. This isn't a panic moment by any means for me. 13-3-3, I think. I'm not panicking. 8 games over 500. 20 games into the season. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But if I'm Olmark, I'm pissed. Because even though you didn't play great, and he knows it, he didn't play up to his standard. But the defensive coverage was not just abysmal. It was like extra abysmal. Like super abysmal. What's a better word than abysmal for this? Frightful is a good one. Atrocious, love that. Deplorable. That's our word. The defense was deplorable. It was bad. Lamentable is a good one too. Laughable is probably the most accurate if you're a Rangers fan. God, there's so many good ones here. Shameful. I think you're getting the point. I'm overdoing this bit. But it's bad, and we should all point and laugh. Genuinely. We should. Grizz was bad in his first game back. But I'm really willing to go, everyone was. Everyone was. If I can't blame this game on one person. I think Coyle played well for the most part. I think Patra played well for the most part. I thought Carlo played well for the most part. That might be it. There were moments for the others. Don't get me wrong. Freddie had a great play that led to a goal. Geeky had a goal. I mean, there were other moments. But as a whole, yeah, that might be it. Damn. First line. Let's talk about the first line for a second. It needs a shakeup, in my opinion. Marchand doesn't look the same. He's adapting to a new era of hockey for him, and I think that's a whole different conversation of he is not as explosive as he used to be. It's not that he's not explosive, but he's not on that same level. Double hip surgery, mid-30s, that kind of stuff happens. But I'm not like worried about him as a player. I'm worried about this Marchand-Zakopasta thing that's not working. Because although there's so much talent and they're going to score some goals, they are getting caved in chances, scoring chances for and against. And when the defense isn't playing at a high level, when the goaltending isn't playing at a high level, their issues are going to be profoundly obvious. We really need to take a look at something else here. But the problem is, what do? Your second line is JVR, Coyle, Freddie. The obvious answer here is Marchand goes down the line because Zacha and Pasta you want to keep together. DeBrusk jumps up from the third, and then you go JVR, Patra, Geeky, or Heinen, and then you keep Coyle and Freddie together because they play their best when they're together. And then you have Marchand with Coyle and Freddie. The problem with that is JVR doesn't make any sense working with Patra and Heinen or Patra and Geeky, however you want to work that one. So the lack of speed with him, the net front presence doesn't make a lot of sense. They lose a little bit of forechecking power because JVR doesn't have the foot speed. That's not an adjustment you want to make. But you also can't move Marchand down to the third line because of minutes-wise, you don't put your best left winger down on the third. That doesn't make any sense. But you also can't bump Patra's line up in minutes and drop Coyle and Freddie's minutes because that's been our most effective line. You're in a pickle, is what I'm trying to say. You're in a pickle. What I would do is DeBrusk, Zacha, Pasta. I would do Marchand, Coyle, Freddie. I would do Heinen, Patra, Geeky, which isn't super fair to that line, but that's what I'm going to try. And then JVR, Beecher, Lauko. If JVR is comfortable switching sides, do it. I think Lauko is comfortable. He's spent some time on the right wing. So figure that mess out. But JVR has to go from the second line down to the fourth is the only way that works. I would try it, though. Other than that, go drink some booze. Have a great Saturday night. This Bruins team is still awesome. You still love your boys. You just had a rough one. You've had a rough one too, bud. Whoever you are watching this, you've had a rough one too. A rough week or two out there. I bet you have. If you're flawless, you let us know in the comments. But I'm willing to bet that you aren't. Go Bees. Go Bees! Thank you for watching, guys, and once again, a shout out to our top line tier members, Aaron, Darren Woodbury, Micro Sausage, Breathe In, Breathe Out, Brett Arney, Pincent, The Atomic Lizard, Bradley Johnson, Aaron Adams, Justin Barnard, and Nick Citrullo, and of course, a huge shout out to our all-star tier members, Jason Ozzy Bruin, Thupton Ditashi, Jonathan Harvey, DeKingery, The Only Newts, A Tasty Snack, Jacob Pratt, Doots42, and Jeremy. You guys are absolute studs, and I appreciate every single one of you.